So, I guess this is a good time to maybe talk about how the weather has been changing. Not that climate change, blah blah, the agenda pushed just so they can get funding. But there'll be a 2 week span of it getting warm and then dipping down cold and coming back up, but more extreme. There's been a lot more sinkholes and stuff like that too. I keep up to date with stuff like Edgar Casey, Clif High, those trend settings, little things I pick up here and there. It's not like I follow something by word, but I absorb, reflect, see how that works against the worldview. But with these earth changes, things seem to be picking up more and more. Solar eclipses are ones to look out for. We got one coming over America sometime mid-year, towards August, I believe. Now that's probably going to be earthquake like. I mean, there seems to be data coming from emotional expressions in time space. At least in Clif High's data. But I can see it happening. Edgar Casey was on point about that stuff too. I'm seeing it some way the Great Lakes drain, or something happens that connects the San Madrid fault to a series of those frac weakening Oklahoma quakes mixed with something that hits off the Pacific coast. You know, it could be little things like that, but it could link. I mean, there's crazy stuff happening all over, I guess. So, Florida has those water rising level stuff. I mean, Antarctica loses half of ice, but gains. Now, if you ask me, that looks like a polar thing, where things just are shifting. I mean, while we're on Antarctica, I guess there are some cool things coming our way that way. I'm kind of looking forward to it because I see well, you know what? I can have a great Poli-talk about all this stuff. So I might do that for another video. So I won't go in depth. I don't know how much space I have. Give me a break, yo. Okay. But or Antarctica is something to look out for. I mean, there'll be a lot of hype and stuff here and there. So you got to take it in as your own conscious awareness to give and take. Don't let it consume you, but don't consume it. So find your level. Yeah, I had to sneeze. But okay. Well, I guess, yeah, there's going to be a lot of earth changes and stuff, and that's going to pick up, but I think a lot of things are changing, even other planets and stuff like that. Frequencies, adjustments, energy flow, plus consciousness. The more aware we are, the more we can contain, the more containment in that awareness of a collective. We grow, we do, we express. I mean, the more toned to a frequency, the more it has. But I think it's all going to work out. Everything's in balance. Nature does that. Naturally. We may not see it. We may not see long-term things happening, but it works out. Lessons to be learned. Growth to have. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I'll probably cover more stuff like that on future terms. I guess I'll make another statement too. I'm under the impression that Edgar Casey stuff, you got this talk of two civil wars. Now, I understand that at that point in time, in his perception was only acceptable for his perception during that present. So it's not it's always going to be that way. That's just, at that moment in time, the projection, they're out. That projection changed, things adjusted, things potential is not a roadmap, it's a discovery. So, let's say that kind of perception back then with the variable of, let's say, the time and distance since it was actually proclaimed to now, got a long way. Now, there's some things that are pretty good. Yeah, I see that if an event occurs, it has a good wave that it just sends out to the collective, or at least we experience it. I mean, it's stored like in water, and then water has a record like the Akashic records. So you have aspects like that that you can really like delve into this stuff. But going on over before we like sidetrack yet again. I feel like I do that often, do I? I don't know. You tell me. So, as I ponder yet again and return to the subject of that Civil War talk, I don't think it's a civil war what people would think. I think there's like a secret civil war already happening, and you see that like with the people who back like the whole Clinton thing. And I mean, there's a perception deception going on with people, and like, let's say the people who, if you're upset at like Poli-talk quick, if you're upset at like Trump, I think you're just trying to take it out based on the perceptions from whatever media you've consumed and shaped between your own and what was being pushed your way through the perception. It's like you can like make something have a spin. That's what the media is. I mean, it's propaganda at this point. At least I like what Clif calls it, the legacy media. I mean, that's where I picked it up off of. I don't know where he got it from, but perhaps where it goes. And we got like people who are like upset and don't have the full awareness of what's actually happening on the deeper scale because they're so accustomed to the conformity of consuming like conscious behavior in what you do, be that in what you eat, what you watch, what you take in, what you do with your time. I mean, yeah, people are working for money, but that's the whole debt system. That's a generational conditioning. I mean, we got lessons to learn, but we also gotta like kick ourselves in the booty when we gotta get going. At least some of us do. I do. I don't mind. Gotta do that work. What you put in, sometimes you get out, but you gotta do smart too. So, yeah, there's like a deep state thing. So, best described in how many so's I can say, you got a faction of that Clinton backers. I mean, it's a link. It's like saying terminology for the point of just having an expressed idea that you can possibly pertain for a moment, you know, taste, see if it works. If not, you can be like, oh, don't worry. Everyone has their own perception. Please, don't copy and paste. Proofread. So yeah, and then you got like people, I want to say like the whole bricks thing. Now the thing is, I do see Bitcoin being something like silver and gold, but silver and gold is a manipulated market, and I listen to a lot of radio shows, so you're going to see like a little hint from a little bit of everything plus my own stuff, because I mean, it's not like I am them. I got my own things that I can contribute in a way that I feel like is intuitive. So, yeah, and if these manipulated markets are continued, something's going to happen. I think financial things are going to basically go like, I know in May we hit a inventive point, so I think it's like a shift. Like people will see like, oh, look at this Bitcoin thing. I guess we more easily could adapt to it. So we consider that. Or like the Fed decides to be like, yo, have more money. Because, you know, economy has to be like perceptually up. But once that dollar dumping starts, you're like, yeah, I can see this happening. And if not, you're going to see things just go up. Inflation, hyperinflation. You don't want that with a dollar. You don't want to have that same dollar now be not that much dollar then. You know? On top of that, you don't realize how much stuff people have to depend on things. Like, people don't even know how to cook for themselves or take care of certain things because they're just so not in who they are. It works for some people, and they have their path, but I still don't get it. And I'm okay with that. So, where are we from here? Well, there's a whole consciousness level that people have to look within and see what truly matters and see who they are, not what they were shaped to be. I mean, there's stuff going back for a long time ago that's probably going to be at least surfacing. Like, you'll see people just talk about topics that they didn't even consider was a thing. And I mean, people who know where to look or have seen this stuff for a while, I mean, it's catch up for everyone else. Not everyone's going to go through it, but I mean, still potential. Why not? Yeah, we'll take it. And if people can at least empower themselves and decentralize and realize, you know what, we got to be the people who help each other instead of trying to find a system that thinks that it can actually algorithmically make things work without having people end up in like this corruption state we're in today. I mean, we're going to disband. I see things going more towards a natural. You got the creators who are going to like shift things out, find like a new way of to actually express yourself. You know, people be more Ayurvedic and chilling with all those good natural remedies. We'll produce a lot of herbs and stuff like that. I can see that happening. Yeah. I mean, I want to grow my own food. I'm looking into that. I want to start growing indoors. It's all new to me, but I'm determined. I'll start fresh. I got plants. I got house plants. I love them. They're like the crystals, too. It's a nice space. Okay. I don't even know how long this video is. But you know what? I love you. Thank you for seeing what I have to say, you know? Because you don't have to. But you are. If you resonate, I got stuff. Because, you know, this here, you can say hi to. Or that here, you can say hi to. But you know what? I'm going to say bye. Because I'm ending the video. Adios, amigos.